right,
Hi.
let's go do this now. Okay, so it's like the very first time we go live with this like split screen with Caroline. So I just really want to welcome Caroline Velez, amazing realtor from Texas. If you want to just share a little bit about with people like what you do, and yeah, that'd be awesome.
Sure. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I studied engineering. So I work in corporate and all that, doing all these engineering expansion projects. And my entrepreneur side of me wanted to get into real estate development. So I've been trying all sorts of entrepreneurship activities, from the blogging, internet marketing, and then real estate seemed to be the one that really took off, and that I loved it ever since. So I've been doing it for the past 7 or 8 years. Yes.
So just to show people like that, what sort of ninja real estate investing that you can do, like, do you want to just quickly share a couple of the things that you successfully help your family and friends do?
Oh yeah. So initially, when I was the goal was to figure out how to bring in extra income, just like blogs and internet marketing, affiliate marketing out there. Everyone's trying to figure out how do you bring extra cash in, right? And so when I was studying real estate, initially it started with attending seminars, reading a lot of books, and with a goal, I was trying to bring in some extra income. And then back in 2008, that's when the U.S. economy hit a big recession. I'm pretty sure, a lot of people remember. It was all over the news. The stock markets crashed. People were losing their homes and all that. And what happened to a lot of the working corporate people, we put all our retirement funds in those stock accounts. So everyone's retirement funds dropped by like 70%, right? And so it was very scary, because then you've got these 50-year-olds, they were planning to retire in the next 10 years. All of a sudden, the recession came, and it's like, wow, I don't have enough money anymore. So it was a very scary time. So I was kind of desperate to look for an alternative outside of stocks. And as I was researching different asset, opportunities, I thought of real estate. And so the goal initially was like, okay, I'll start with one rental property and then bring in some rental income. And then after getting over some fears and struggles and anxiety, I finally bought that first property. And within 6 months, like, I realized, like, wow, this is not that scary. And, because there were just so many fears, because every time I talk to friends about it, I want to buy a single family home rental property. They're like, oh, you have no idea the stress being a landlord. Tenants are a pain in the butt. You're going to get phone calls during midnight. Like, there was so much horrifying thoughts of what it would look like. But then I also knew if I didn't try, I didn't even know if that was true or not. So went ahead, bought that first property. And, after 6-8 months, I was just like, wow, there's just like two, quick fixes that were very reasonable. And other than that, I'm just like bringing in some rent paychecks and all that. And that's basically that was for my mom's retirement fund, was the reason I was doing this. And then the next year I, reinvested and bought another house. And then I was able to kind of help, streamline that process a bit. So it didn't take so much figuring out and research as it did the first time. And then over the years, then I was just like, wow, this can really happen. So, so I love it. And, really grateful and happy that, everything worked out fine. I was able to build, my mom a little retirement fund there.
So, I mean, that's just awesome, right? You started taking action, and one house turning to two house turning to, I mean, without going to like the exact number, if you don't want to, but like right now, like for your mom's portfolio, how many houses or kind of like, what's the number of, what's that percentage of ROI, like return on investment, if you don't mind sharing that? Or just kind of like, I think my point is to, the question I'm asking is because I just want all the people listening to know like what a ninja investor you are, but at the same time, what was something that was kind of holding you back? That's kind of why we're having this call, because I wanted to set the context for the call. Is like, you are a ninja, right? At investing, you know what you're doing, like multiplying money. Like somebody gives you $1, you kind of turn it into like $2 or $3 or $4 like within a certain time period. So
Right.
that's why I was asking you about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I don't mind sharing. Yeah. So it started out with buying a house. I put down, yeah, about $20,000. The houses here in Texas are about 100,000 to 150,000. So 20% down. Yeah, that's what I did. And then so after the first year, getting more comfortable with real estate investing and busting a lot of my investor myths that I had or fears I had, then every year I made it a goal to buy another one. So over the course of 7.5 years, we bought 7 properties.
Nice.
And yeah, and then 7 properties I reinvested to get the mortgages all paid off is how I increased the equity. And then over time, Texas has been doing well in the housing market, so they appreciate it as well. And so today, the houses are all 7 together. They're valued at about 840,000. And considering that we put in $20,000 to put in there, plus a lot of guts and pressure. But it was average is like it was a really good return. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So basically, you did 4,000%. Is that 4,000%? Yeah, it is 4,000% in like 7 years, pretty much. Probably even
Yes.
more. You're getting every year income. But the reason we met was we met in a group, right? And somehow like we randomly got on a call. Like I wanted to share this with people because it's like there's nothing coincident in the universe. Like I think Caroline, you reached out to me. Maybe you want to share a little bit about the story, like how we come to know each other, how we come to work together. It'd be a fun story too.
Yeah. So we were in an entrepreneur group together, and I was in the group to learn on how to improve my sales skills and all that. Although I enjoy helping people, I love teaching, but I have a hard time charging money for my time. A lot of times I just do it for free, but because I do it for free, it's also very energy draining because not everyone appreciates or listens to free advice. So then you spend so much time researching, teaching, and then in the end, they might not even listen. And then it hurts me so much. So part of this entrepreneur grouve, I've noticed, QI was always, posting, like her celebrations, her like what she enjoyed and grateful, and it just something about it just made me so happy reading it, and I just wanted to connect and reach out to this person. So I was like, sure, I'll send her a message and see what happens. So I contacted her and see if I could get some feedback, right, on how I could improve maybe my sales skill approach. Just see what she says and all. Yeah, and I'm really grateful. Yeah, QI responded, answered back. She's like, sure, let's jump on a call. So it's how it started.
So how did that call go? I still laugh about it.
Yeah, so I remember, because this entrepreneur group, there's like people in all different functions. There's people helping, career coaching, all success coaching, mindset coach. There's like so many shifts. So I remember just briefly scanning over QI's portfolio that she was energy and manifestation and helping miracles happen. And I was just like, wow. I was like, okay, well, I did. Yeah, at first I was just like, okay, my understanding of energy was, I kind of sensed it had to do with the law of attraction. But my interaction with the law of attraction, I guess, came from reading, like a book a long time ago. And I thought all it was is keeping a positive belief. And I thought I was already executing it because I've done a lot of self-development in class. I've done Brian Tracy, Anthony Robbins, productivity training. And I always thought at the end of the day, if I was stressed or anxious, it was because I wasn't doing a good job prioritizing my tasks. And then that meant I had to do the one sheet productivity planner. I had to prioritize more. And then if I had any fear at the end of the day, it was because I wasn't productive enough. So I always thought that my emotions at the end of the day of fearing any anxiety, fears, doubts was a result of me not being productive enough or not prioritizing enough, or I wasn't being efficient. So I was always going back and attending all these seminars on time management training, productivity management training. And I know QI, you have a lot of entrepreneur friends out there, and you probably know there's so many retreats out there that are always like, yeah, we're going to make this happen. make a 90-day year, like write down your dream goals and, give the guy to your left a high five, tell them you can do it. I believe in you. You're awesome. And then you just like high five. And then you spend this whole weekend in a beautiful resort in Florida and everyone's happy. You meet like 100 friends. You're like, yeah, I got this. I feel so good. I'm so inspirational. And then you got your little journal and then you go back home and you work on it. And then 2 weeks later, it just slowly kind of dwindles down. So then either I just go join another one again. And then, it just seems like a series of having to get myself pumped up again. Mm-hmm. So I kept a very open mind, when talking to QI, because I didn't know, what how she responded and all that. But I remember reaching out to you, right? And I said like, okay, so you asked me what my trading was about, and I told you I was trying to teach people how to invest in rental property and build their portfolio, and then
just kick ass, guys, like kick ass. And what was really amazing is like it was like a need I have, right? Like I was like, damn, like real estate, like financial freedom, that's the thing I want to do, like and like I just really like when I was talking to Caroline, I was like, man, this girl's got goods, right? She brings goods to the table. So it's like it's not okay for her to be hiding and giving out free advice when the legit, like to me, it's like, because I'm from finance background, like there is a return on investment, there is a return on time, because you're delivering so much value to people. Like if I give you 20K, or if I use your method, putting 20K, if I can't even get like half of whatever you got your mom, I'll be happy, right? So let alone 840K. So the point is like, I was like, man, this girl should be unstoppable, like selling the shit out of her course. So,
yeah.
And I really like empathize with what you said about like, it's constantly doing. It's like, let's go out. Like I was talking to somebody last week as well. She was at the 10X Grant Cardone conference. And then before that, I met her at another conference 18 months ago. It's like all these conferences, people keep on going. They're like, and then they beat themselves up for like not doing enough, not like sleeping less, not doing more, not getting up earlier, like all these, it just adds to the stress, right? So after that, like, so thanks a lot for sharing that. So after that, how did our conversation continue?
Oh yeah, I remember QI. She was pushy and she's aggressive. Like she was truly interested in real estate. And I remember freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I called you for feedback. Now you're asking me how to invest in real estate. And then I was like, I started 20,000 and then reinvested and got another one. And she's like, holy crap, that's a great return, And then what else did you do? And then I was just like, and I think, and then I remember I was just very uncertain because then QI asked me if I had $20,000, can I do the same thing? And I'm like, oh, I guess so. Like, I think so. Like, I was just so uncertain what I had to offer. And QI was the one like, I'm going to spank you. Like, you did it. You finished it. Like, what are you talking about? You don't know. Like, why do you not know? And I was just froze. And I realized like, wow, I really, there was something. Oh, by the way, when I talked to QI, it was Facebook audio call. So I didn't see her in person. So it was just an audio call. So I remember just being nervous when she was just like, why are you? Yeah. She felt that energy. She's like, I sense your energy vibration. You're very uncertain. Like, and then she asked like, do you really know anything about real estate? And I was like, yes, I promise I do. I'm not a fake. I really do. I've just never developed a course before. And I haven't even thought of how to structure and present what I'm about to teach. I don't even have the course developed. So I was just trying to think and it sounded like I was rambling and nervous and all that. But what really caught my attention was that even though she couldn't see me, she couldn't see that I was just like shocked that, and nervous and all, but she could sense from maybe the tone, like you could probably expand QI, like if it was a tone or what, but it gave you a sense that I was nervous and uncertain, like something about it. Like I didn't come across as someone wanting to offer or mentor, a course, like something was missing. Right.
Mm-hmm. I think actually, if I remember back, it wasn't really, I know you had the goods, but I was just kind of teasing about like, do you really know your stuff, But I think like what I want to say a little bit about like the energy and the vibes people give out to people is I've talked to like probably hundreds of people like over the last 6 years that I do this work, and I dare say 99.999% of the people, their underlying story is they're not worthy, like something around like, can I really do this? Is this really for me? Am I ever going to be successful? Am I good enough? You know, all those little voices like, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. And the point is, because our brain, like, I think you're like 20 something, 30, right? So everybody who are around our age, like I'm 30, turning 34, like everybody around our age, we've had 30 years of programming, some people even older, 30 years of programming day in, day out. And chances are you don't tell yourself, like, no, I'm not telling you, Caroline, but I'm saying people don't tell themselves, I'm not good enough once a day. Like literally probably like 5, 10 times every hour, you know? And if you're awake like 15 hours a day, that's 150 times you tell yourself every day, like, I'm not good enough. And you times by 300, I don't even know what that number is, 45,000 times, right? In 1 year. Wow. So times that by 30 years, let's say 20 years, right? So 45,000 times by 20, that's what? 900,000. That's almost a million. So basically what, like Malcolm Gladwell goes, 10,000 hours, you're a ninja. Like you're a ninja at telling yourself you're not good enough. All of us are. And when we have that level of mastery in telling us we're not good enough, it permeates our entire being. Like everything is energy. Like you think there is this cup right now, but it's actually moving at such a fast rate that our eyes cannot see. That's why our thoughts, our language, our action, everything permeates that. And the reason I say, oh, I feel that is because I'm a little bit more sensitive to energy. Other people probably, they can't pinpoint what that is, but the reason they may not yet buy your course when they get on a call with you is because that animal instinct, people can feel it. They can't say what it is, but they can feel it. And out of that, their gut reaction is like, she's not that sure, like maybe not. They just say, I don't want to do it, but they can't tell you why they don't want to do it, you know? Right. So yeah, so that, did I explain your question kind of about like energy and stuff?
Yeah, now I get it. It's the energy affects the being, and then even just listening, you could hear the unsureness. Okay.
Yeah. So after that, then what happened? So after I pointed that out, then what did you see, or how were you interacting with people? Because you were telling me something about like your frustrations helping friends, and you know, them not getting results, and how was that like for you?
Yeah, so I remember, QI was very gracious. It was like a mini strategy session. She's like, I want you to write down the things that I think it was either you're not happy about or not satisfied with, like what you want to work on. And I was like, okay, I need to take a moment to write that down, because I've never really tried to make a list of that. So I wrote down a couple of things, and then QI said, like, which one's bothering you the most? Like, which one do you want to work on the most? And I looked at the list and I said, you know, I want to like stop, you know, volunteering my time, you know, to friends who don't appreciate it. Or I was really frustrated of people, you know, like not appreciating or wasting my time and feeling pressured. I think the word I'd use that day was obligated. I always feel an obligation to help people when they ask me something. And because of that, I'm always saying yes and agreeing to things. But then I get myself worn out, run down. As a result, I get frustrated with myself. You know, it's like, why do I keep piling on all these extra projects when I already know that I have no me time? So, so I remember, telling you that. I was like, that would be the biggest thing, is not to have to feel obligated all the time, to have to be there when they need me. Because I felt like I was everyone's mom, maybe. Like they call me, oh, I need this. And I'm like, okay, drop what I'm doing, run, go take care of it. And then another person needs help. Okay, run, go help them. So that's what, that's what I was like, wow.
Basically, not only, I mean, yes, you are helping people, but not only are they not really appreciating it, they're also not really getting that result, because it's free advice, right?
Yes. Yeah. I realized that I'll put a lot of effort in it, but then to them, it's just a text message, just like, oh, okay. And then I never hear back. I don't even know if they took action. And pretty much all the time they did not, you know? So it frustrates me, because you mean well, and then you offer that. And then as a result, yeah, it wasn't really, I didn't feel reciprocated. Something was off, I guess. Like I just felt something was off. And being someone who's done so much self-help, I've invested in life coaches before too. Like I felt I was already as developed as could be, but some kind of element, something was missing and I didn't know what it was, right? Like I've done so much training in the past and I know that I understood the content and all that, but I knew something was missing. And something like how QI was able to pinpoint where my problem was, or she was able to see right through it, even though she couldn't see me at all. It's something about that. I was just like, wow. Yeah. I was just like, okay, she sees something that I'm not seeing. Like she's like a doctor, like she's able to diagnose something that, she probably found something that I don't know that I have a problem with.
So at that moment, what decision did you make?
I was really curious about QI. Like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you teaching your friends? Like, what are you on? Because something like she was just like, pow, 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 next step. Very structural, very strategic, very on point with her questions. Definitely opposite of contrary of what I would believe someone of an energy, spiritual, way of being is. Because I guess my interactions with energy people, because I'm close to Austin, Texas, we have a lot of hippies there, and they're always drumming, listening to music, doing their yoga, chanting, and it's all like, just like holding hands together. Like it was just a very soft vibe. Yes, very soft vibe. Yeah, like the yeah, they do and then you're watching, you're like, oh yeah, it's great. I'll join, the circle. And so I imagined their personality is very soft, and it would take a while to hear anything, like concrete. And they probably don't understand a lot about business because it's spiritual seems to be all about, helping. It's like integrity, being your own being. So I was very shocked, and at the same time, it's a good kind of shock. I was just so impressed as well, like how QI was so on point about the business strategy. I needed to have structure. Like she gave a lot of that feedback on my business. She recognized that I was a little disorganized with my thoughts and I need to put more structure there. And then because she was so on point, and then she's like, yeah, this is what you need to do next. Step A, this is what you need to do next. Step B, this is what you need. Step C. Like I felt I was attending a consulting session. Like it just surprised me. Yeah, I was just like, wow, I just got a free consultation on how to boost up my business. And I remember a TED Talk a while back. Like I watched it a lot because it's Amy Cuddy. She's talking about confidence, body language, and how she believes, you fake it till you make it, and then fake it till other people believe it. So at that time, I remember really trying to push myself to fake it that I'm a confident salesperson and all that. But the fact that QI was able to see through that I wasn't really a confident, salesperson at the time. I was just trying to be there. I was pushing myself, and she just noticed all that. And I was like, wow, if she understands my own fear, and she knows nothing about me, and we're only like 10 minutes in a conversation, like I can't imagine what else she can help me uncover. So I was just like, you know what, can I join your program? Could you help me? Yeah.
So after that, like at that moment, first of all, thanks for sharing that, right? And I really think like it takes a lot, and it takes the right time. It's like sometimes I call it divine timing, because I believe there's no coincidence. So maybe like your mind or your heart is really calling out to like, people, I need to scale my program, but I'm just being stopped by myself, right? That's usually the thing. So I was blanking out for a sec. Oh yeah. So basically I want to speak to what you just said. That's really, really valuable about fake it till you make it. Actually, probably in a few weeks, I'm going to have a brain expert coming on to share about neuroscience, like how our brain is wired. But fake it till you make it has a point. But the reason it doesn't work for people is two reasons. It's really, really important. Nobody out there is talking about it. And that's why I think today's video, this is like the most important message I want people to get, is we can fake it till you make it. But the point is, I said, we're very good at negative programming ourselves a million times, right? If you're 30 years old, you've programmed yourself a million times, I'm not good enough, or something along those lines. When you're a million times that, unless you tell yourself and you feel that feeling of gratitude and like, no shit, I am unstoppable and I am a ninja at what I do. Like I am, whatever positive affirmation you want to say, you got to say it a million times to counter that. And you can't just say it like you say it, but you have to say it with that feeling, right? That's why what people, first of all, they need to do is, then if you say, okay, QI, then I'm screwed like a million times, right? In my 40 years old, then I have 1.5 million times. How do I quickly remove that? How to hack that? Because I'm all about hacks.
Yes.
How to hack that, and your fastest return on, or your biggest return on time, is you get to the root of your trauma or your emotional blockages, that event that happened in your childhood that caused that. Actually, I think week 3 of our program, people are literally focusing on that, like the parental relationships and the actual event. Like I take people on time travel to the actual event that happened, and they complete that story, whatever story it is about, like they're not good enough, right? So that's a quick hack. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, if they've done it a million times, how are you going to systematically do it so that you're catching up on that 1 million times with your positive affirmation? You can't. That's why, and because our minds are trained to be lazy or to be not, systematic, that's why we have to have a program, or you have to have a mentor or coach who's like call through that bullshit and hold you accountable. That's kind of the 2 things I want to talk about. Yeah. But the emotional trauma thing, I think, is the biggest one. Yeah. So Caroline, do you want to share with people just a little bit about like how your mindset has shifted, or your energy has shifted over just the 2-3 weeks that you've been with us? Like, because you shared like a wing, right? I really liked it, about like finding more time in your week. That in the past you probably wouldn't have been able to do.
Yeah. So I totally was like, when I enrolled in a program, I just dived right in and did all the homework exercises that QI recommended. Yeah, I was really open to it, open to listening and all that, and just clean slate and just follow through because of the way that QI showed up, and she was just so on point, knew her stuff so well, and she just radiates confidence, that she knows her stuff so well. And I just thought, if I could even get some of that on me and show up that way, this is all worth it. So I followed, all her did all that, and I realized that something that I've been dropping out of my life daily was actually really important to make the day flow. And one of that was like the gratitude sessions. It was, I guess, the big mindset on how mind shift for me was what gratitude meant. I think gratitude in the past for me meant, saying thank you. It was a polite thing. It was to show that you appreciated someone's effort and all that. So, and I do that. I'm polite. I say thank you and all that. But going through QUIs, it's much more, than activity. You got to do it even more, or 10x, or actually really observe other things. It's not just after you receive someone doing good to you, say thank you. Like you say thank you before it even happens. And it was just so weird. So, but I did it anyways. And what happened is that, like, things that would bother me throughout the day in corporate, because there's a lot of office politics, a lot of people and all that. And sometimes, like people that frustrate you or do certain things, like it used to bother me. And then, then I'll have to go out for a walk, or I'll have to jog some, get it out of my head and continue on the day. But because of the new programming and routine that QI gave me, like her new prescription, it somehow, it was just like I had like this invisible shield, like that couldn't impact me anymore. Like it didn't impact my feelings anymore. And then that was like yesterday's quick win. Yeah, it was an invisible shield, because I remember being a meeting and there was that coworker who was always giving me trouble because she's always trying to compete with me. She's jealous of my performance. So she's always trying to knock down what I say and pinpoint problems with it. And in the past, I'd get so frustrated that she'll try to do that in front of my boss and other coworkers and, make me look bad, like I don't know what I'm talking about. But something, I don't know if it's magical or it was just, I didn't even realize it happened. But yesterday I made a statement and then she questioned it. She's like, well, I've never seen, this happen in a Marine ship. And then I said, you know what, I haven't either, you know, like, I'm not sure, but it was discussed, and I'm not the expert in that, but yeah, and then I just laughed it off, and it just went on. And I realized, I was like, wow, like, in the past, that would have got me really mad. I would have been frustrated. I would have turned red in a meeting and feel like embarrassed that I had said something wrong. But I realized, it's like, wow, I am protected in some way. Like, no one can get to me or impact my mindset anymore. Like, I am feeling that mindset's getting stronger, and it was powerful. And then also something very, miraculous that happened is, like I mentioned earlier, before, I was always feeling obligated to be everywhere. Like, I wanted to be that dependable person. So work needed something. I also had a personal project that needed my attention, and they both had a meeting at the exact same time. Like, both were, like, one was an emergency meeting, one was a planned meeting happening at the same time. And like, part of me said, oh, I have to be there for the emergency meeting because that's where I'm always at. But then part of me said, well, this personal meeting, this appointment, once I cancel it, I won't be able to rebook it till another, like, 1 month out, 4 weeks out. Like, I just lose it, basically. And I was like, that is a big consequence, you know, because that had to do with, you know, that was like basically like a business coaching call that I had planned so much for, invested so much time, and it was really important to me. And I remember just being caught in the middle. I was so nervous, frustrated. And I remember just doing some QI's exercises and, you know, just like, you know, going through the internal mindset and all that, and just calming down and just telling myself it will be okay. I called up the emergency meeting and said, like, hey, I'm going to be there late by half an hour, but this is what you guys need to know. And then I continued on with my own planned personal meeting. And then that went fine too. I showed up at the emergency meeting half an hour later. The guys gave me the summary, and it was all fine. And it was something about it. It was such a magical moment for me, because I've been living all these years, working so many years, always running from emergency to emergency, putting out fires. And for the fact that that day I did not run to that fire, and I could just be present and do something else that was important to me, it just lifted some huge weight off of me. Like, it was just like this false expectation I thought other people had of me for them to like me was gone. You know, and it was a huge weight lifted, because I realized all these years I've always felt like that's how I needed to be. I needed to run and put out fires and be that person. And then I realized that, you know, I've built enough credibility, and, you know, people know me, that if I don't make it to one meeting, it doesn't discredit me at all. You know, it will be fine. So
Because
everything
is from within here. Like, I'm so happy from you sharing that and that shift, because, like, there is no one out there. Everything is here, right? And how we feel, like our vibes, our mindset. And when that shifts, like, some people might think, oh, it's just one meeting, so what? But I want you to get, like, how amazing that shift is. Right? Caroline said she's been operating on, like, firefighting mode, stress mode, trying to put out fire for everybody, feeling obligated. So she has not been free for 20 years, you know, like, running that. And for her to have that mental freedom, energetic release, right? Like, I'm me first. Like, I want to speak to all the women out there, especially the moms, right? The mom entrepreneurs is like, put you first. How would it feel when you are being first, and you have that ease and grace, and shit gets done? Like, literally, it's not like the world still revolves, right? When you're not there, it's just about how you see that, how you break through that pattern. And what I'm even more excited about, Caroline, is that shift is like a shift over a chasm. And once that happens, you know, all these, like, and your energetic vibrations so, like, elevating so quickly, like, you know, all the stuff you want to actually go manifest, your course, your portfolio, your impact, your income just goes up, and obviously, like, other things that you want, and you start attracting the people that deserve your help. So no freeloaders anymore, right? How does that sound?
That sounds great. I realize, yeah, you're right on point. Yeah, it has kept me, like, jailed up and tight bound and all stressed out all this time. And that moment, I really felt free, and I was just like, wow. But it's such a great experience. It's like, wow, like I feel like I finally know what it's what freedom looks like and how I'm supposed to be being. And like you said, that yeah, it's like break through that chasm and all that. Yeah, I'm just so amazed that that happened. That was like a big breakthrough. And that was only like 2 weeks into your program too. So I can't wait to see what more happens.
I know, right? And then every day we're just like, okay, let's see what miracle shows up. Like nowadays, I kind of don't want to call it miracles. It's literally like everybody can do it. People just don't believe it can happen. So now the fact that that's kind of the secret, right? Knowing like how to actually harness the energy. That's the easiest bit. So
yeah.
And, so how long do you spend every day kind of on these practices and stuff?
And morning, about half an hour. Yeah. And then evenings, also about half an hour, 40 minutes. And it's just really relaxing. I've built it into my yoga routine or when I'm doing the meditations and all that. So it doesn't really feel like it's an extra work or extra chore or anything. And I've also learned that it helps too when I'm dealing with like stress or something frustrating, at work habits, and I'll just, go home and then do one of the exercises. And then it's just like, it totally just, the stress put me in a new mindset. It's almost like it never happened. And I'll just go back to work like, like all fresh again, like nothing happened, like I forgot it even happened. And then the people who annoy me, they're like, what? They're like, was she not mad earlier? Like, what happened?
Nice. You're like, I went to talk to my secret confession, like spa. I have my secret spa.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have to spend money. It wasn't shopping therapy. Most women, they go shopping therapy and then feel better. No, it wasn't like that. It was just, following, the exercises and then go back all refreshed. And also to add to like how I felt there was that invisible shield, like to give you an idea what the before after was like. So before, because, corporate, I have good days. And then the days that don't go so well, it's usually people doing annoying stuff or annoying things. They frustrate you. They don't understand. You feel misunderstood, communication stuff that breaks down. And it used to annoy me because then, in their head, they're so thought on their belief, right? And in my head, it's like, no, I'm the one doing this. And then it's just he said, she said, just a bunch of drama, garbage. And I remember before, like I would just, after it happened, I'd go home mad. I'd like eat my dinner mad. I'd go to sleep mad. It was such a horrible way. I was just like, oh my God, Caroline, you do not have anything else. Like you obviously don't like this person, but you keep thinking about them. And I keep telling my brains, like, stop thinking about this. I don't want to waste time on you. Why? Get out of my head. And then I wake up and I'm still mad. And I remember just being so stressed out. And I was just like, God, like, how do I end this? How do I stop this? And that was something I didn't go into the program. Like I didn't really think about that. It would have that effect on me. But while I practice these exercises and all that, I see this person now down the hall and she, she'll like do things to try to, like get me upset or say things. And then I realized like, I just like brushed it off. It's just like, okay, all right, have your way. It's like, what? You don't want me to back you up anymore? Oh, okay, fine. That's fine. And just like, oh, okay. Like you want to, And then it was just so easy to get through it. Like I didn't even have to fake it. In the past, I felt I had to fake that it did not bother me, because I didn't want her to know that it bothered me or else she would know, like, I guess my weakness. I tried to fake it that it did bother me, but internally I felt like I was angry and I was crying. So, but now I don't even have to fake it. Like it doesn't even take that energy anymore. Like I'm just like so in my own zone of happiness and in this wholeness that like whatever she says, see her down how I'm like, hi, and then bye, and then just like move on. It's amazing. Like I really feel that, it's bringing me, free of all these other, little pester stuff that used to, bothering me in the past. And like I said, like, I just feel like I'm just like protected from like any bad stuff or negative energy or bad juju that was happening.
There is so much gold in what you just shared. It's like basically people don't understand usually that, because we were talking about in the beginning, it's like other entrepreneurs, like, I got to do this, do this, do this. And their mind is like constantly thinking about like a little rat on the hamster wheel, right? Basically, like when you do that, you actually get tired, you get less shit done. That's just what it is, because every person's willpower and the brain power is the amount of, like, let's say it's fixed amount, like a little cup, right? When you're keeping on stressing out, using it, thinking about the people that stresses you out, or thinking about the stuff you don't want to do, you're using all that willpower, and by the end of the day, or maybe half day, you're like, fuck, I'm tired, I haven't done anything, why am I so tired? But now you are saying that you preserve energy. And secondly, more importantly, is because you have this innate confidence, you know who you really are. The people that bug you don't bug you anymore. And, you know, very quickly, you're going to rise, like, because your vibration is increasing very quickly, you're going to be way ahead of this person that she's no longer in your environment.
Okay, actually get there. That'd be awesome. That's a lot of, that would be extremely
awesome, right? Yeah. So that's why, like, there is a lot of gold in what you shared, and that's the most important thing. Like, I think today's carry away message I want people to get, it's not about doing more, it's about actually slowing down and really working on your vibrations, and so that you're actually ahead, rather than so you get more time back, you get more peace of mind back, you get that shield that Caroline was talking about. Girl, I am psyched for you. Like, let's see what happens at the end of the 9-week program, right? Really.
Yeah, I'm so pumped up and excited too. Thank you so much. Yes.
No, thank you so much for being on the call and sharing it with people. I'm like super happy. Like, this is the first call, and I think people can go back and watch this, really get a ton of value out of what you shared. So, I think the final thing I would just say is, for anybody who's really interested to find out more about what I do here, how they can potentially get the same amount of transformation Caroline is doing, feel free to drop me a line. I can send you a link to book a call. It'll be a 45-minute breakthrough call to find out how we actually can get you clarity and just get massive value out of it. So that's about it. Any final words from you, Caroline? You want to share with people?
I'd say that, success is feeling more effortless. I guess from, going through this, 2 weeks and all, I'd say that's how I'd sum it up. Because it used to, as a productivity ninja and someone always tracking time and what I'm getting done, to-do lists all the time, it was always mindset, energy, willpower. And so it took so much focus. But now while learning from QI, I realized it doesn't have to be that way. That is a way, but that's not the only way. And doing it this new way, it's less of that effort of mindset and like that willpower. Like, you're not draining your internal energy to make things happen in a good way. And so I feel like it's becoming more successful, whether it's personal development, life, career, relationships. Like, it's actually less effort. So that's what I want to thank you for so much, and I learned so much on the call.
I'm very grateful for this call. Thank you so much for sharing the message. And again, like, who doesn't want success that's effortless? Like, who doesn't want to work less, have more space to do stuff they actually like, and more mental peace of mind? Nobody, right? Everybody loves that stuff. So yeah, definitely. Awesome. Thank you so much, Caroline. So I will end the broadcast here. Peace out, guys. Take action, but in an effortless way.
Book that call. Bye.